Welcome, friends. Welcome back to Divine Designs 24. We're going to make some coasters today, some Christmas coasters. And I've got some resin already made up. And I have some of these little wooden light bulbs that I had made on my wood laser. So I cut them all out, got them all painted. And so we're going to make coasters out of them. So I got some little ones in here. I got just some big ones. Add more big ones and little ones. But I'm going to see if I can get these. Kind of uniform here. I'm only going to put just a small amount of resin in here because these are wood and they're going to float. So we don't want them floating. And I was trying to figure out what I could put in here with these. So I'm going to try some of these little confetti things. I might have to take my gloves off to do this. Okay. Let me see here. Something to help me move these around. I don't want them stacked on top of each other. So try to move them around here a little bit, because these might float also, so that's why I want to do these in layers. So if anything floats, then they'll be on the bottom layer. So we're just going to sprinkle some stuff in here. It's just some Christmas confetti. But I don't want them on top of my light bulbs here. These are going to be so cute. Okay. Spread these out. They'll float around in there and move around, because we know what resin does. Resin kind of just moves around and everything kind of floats around with it. I just don't want them in globs. So we'll just move them around here. And I did try a piece to make sure that it didn't bleed, and it did not. These are spray painted, so they're not water-based paints, so it worked out good. A little bit of static in my room here today. These don't want to get off my fingers. Okay, do these. And then do these back here. Just break them up. They have static in them, so they want to stick together. We don't want it to stick all together. So just move them around. Add a few more in this one. Okay, that should do it. Get my glove back on here so we can pour some resin. I think these are going to be really cute. Okay, because I don't want these to float, so I'm not going to put a lot in here at first. And I don't want these real thick either. These are, this here is a Let's Resin deep mold. And I'm not going to fill these up all the way. Okay. Let's just, all I want is these to be covered. That's it. And then I might have to go through and add a little bit more. But we'll see. We'll see how this one looks. You never know. Okay, that looks good. Here. Okay, that's all I'm going to do on that one. And then we'll look at it when we're all set here. I'll have to probably use my long neck lighter on these to get the bubbles that come to the surface. You don't want to use a torch on these because you will ruin your silicone mold. So long neck lighter you can use. You can use 100% or 99% alcohol to spray it if you want to use that. I try to stay away from that as much as possible because of the fumes. I think I'm going to have just enough in here till we get the top coat, or get this coat, the bottom coat. These all covered good. Okay, looks like they're all covered good. I'm going to babysit this for a little bit. Watch for bubbles coming to the surface, because these are wood, So I'll probably get some little bubbles off of them. So I'll work on that. And this one looks like it wants to float. It is. The little ones want to float. But so far, nothing else is floating, just these little ones, and they do have air behind them, so that's why I want to check on these. See the bubbles coming up out of them? Yeah. So we'll have to watch these. Make sure we get all those bubbles. All right. I will keep an eye on this. Make sure that they are staying where they're supposed to, and the bubbles. And we will be back for the next level. Be right back. All right, we are back for the next pour. And I did get a little bit of bubbles in here, so my next pour is going to have a little bit of glitter in it, and hopefully that will cover up some of that, but it is still kind of tacky. So this is where I want it to be for the next pour, so that way I don't have a big line going through. It's going to be a little bit because the first layer was clear, and this one's going to have a little bit of glitter in it, but that's going to be okay. So I did put just a drop of Elmer's clear glue in here to help keep that from settling, the glitter. I don't want the glitter to settle, you know, in one spot. I want it to be distributed. But this is what I use. I use the Diamond Dust. It's I think you can get that like in the floral department. It's just, it just adds just a tad of glitter, and that's what I want. And I'm just going to top this. I'm not putting a lot because they didn't float. But I want to make sure I get enough to cover each one here. But it's still just a tad tacky. And that's what I wanted. I didn't want it set up completely. Because I want this to go to the sides. That level out here. Okay, we'll leave a little bit in here in case I need it. And now I'll just kind of go around and just help these to the edges because I don't want to push too much because it is a little tacky yet. I like to let resin do what resin does. And it is self-leveling, but sometimes you got to kind of help it get to where you want it to go. Especially when you're doing a thinner layer. I just want to get it to the edges. You can probably see this better than I can. I'll have to look at it from above so I can see it. Make sure I get it all to the edges. me stand up here and look at it. Actually, that looks pretty good. I'll probably have to babysit this one a little bit too. So I can just add just a little bit in here in each one. It's not going to hurt it any. Just want to try to get it as even as I can for each one. Okay, well that looks pretty good. Looks like it's about the best I'm gonna get it. Now babysit this for a few minutes for bubbles. I see some bubbles coming to the surface. And when this is all set, we will come back for demold and see how pretty these turned out. I am very impressed. And I was all concerned about the lights bleeding, not even thinking about the sprinkles that I put in there. And they did bleed a little bit, not too much, not as bad as I thought they were going to. When I first poured and poured it in here and I was watching and all of a sudden I saw it bleeding, I thought, oh no. But actually it turns out pretty good. So I'm gonna keep an eye on the bubbles here. I got my long neck lighter here. I can work on these bubbles as they come to the surface. And I'll just be babysitting it. But isn't this beautiful? This is going to be so, so pretty. Okay, we'll be back for demold. We'll see you in just a minute. We are back for demold. These turned out absolutely amazing. Let's get these demolded and look at them. These are so, so cute. Let's get a piece of paper towel here and see what they look like. Look at that. Didn't these turn out beautiful? I am so impressed with these. These turned out absolutely great. There is a few little bubbles in here, but that's okay. That's what gives them character. But all of these turned out really, really good. I had a couple of ones that the bulbs tried to float a little bit, but that's okay. Gives it a little dimension. There's no lines in it where I added resin. So that turned out good. I'm going to go through and take off just a tad here on the top. There's not much, but it's just a little bit. Just so it's not, it doesn't have a sharpness to it. We don't want anybody slicing their fingers off of these because they can be sharp. Because I didn't fill these all the way to the top. Okay, so that's perfect. It just took that sharpness off. That's all I wanted. So I'll go through and do that to each one of these. Just take that little bit of the little Sharpie lip there. And then I'll go through and take pictures of these. But these turned out so cute. I just love these. So I'll go through and do that. I'll do that on each one of these. Just take that sharp lip off of them. But these turned out absolutely gorgeous. What a beautiful addition to holiday decor is these really pretty butter coasters. These turned out perfect. Okay, all set. And we'll take some pictures of these. And I want you guys to give me a thumbs up if you liked my channel. Please make sure you subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Bye now.